Hey, hey,
Okay, we are
hey.
live in
After
effect on a
dark.
Wednesday after dark. Girl
What's up,
Chat
y'all?
Sports Late
Welcome,
Edition.
welcome, welcome. Girl Chat Sports After Dark. Mo and Mel here to give you a little late night evening pleasure, do we say?
I don't know. You did this intro. You go with it. Tell me what you think.
Hey, if you're tuning in right now, make sure you are sharing, subscribing, liking. Go ahead and start a watch party. Let's just all have a watch party. It's COVID season. We're all at home. We're not doing much. Bars are closed. Clubs are closed. There's no pool parties at night. There's nothing. So let's make it a party tonight, right? Yeah.
After dark. After
I'm just
dark.
saying. So let me get my. I have you. I need to share. So let me get on that real quick. But
Yeah, so everybody that's checking us out tonight, we've got a very special guest from the East Coast. The only reason why we did this so late is because this gentleman is on the East Coast, and you would think, yeah, you do it early because then it's like midnight on the East Coast, but he had other things going on, and his free time is kind of around this hour. So without further ado, we'll have Sports Way with Dre Day podcast. It's a really infamous podcast on the East Coast. So we'll have him as our guest. Shout out to Guru because he was the one that kind of linked us together with him. So shout out to Guru Speaks
shout out to
podcast.
Guru for that. We appreciate
We appreciate the love. So
we love the
I'm
East
excited to
Coast,
talk to him.
We've been loving
We
it.
do.
We've been mad
And I'm
love
excited to have this guest on. I'm really excited to have him on. Like, hear what he has, his take is on sports and everything else. And we're going to talk a little bit of Hard Knocks. I want to get down to the bottom. Too. Yeah. What music? The WAP?
WAP.
WAP. Yeah,
well, you know, Drake they'd be having their own versus battles too, which is dope. So I want to see his opinion on the WAP because, you know, some guys have a whole different perspective on this than we and you have shared about it.
I haven't heard anything on the men. The men have been okay with it. I have only heard
my feed has been, there's been some negative Nancy men.
Well, who are you following? You better unfollow them and get them off your feed. Then they ain't the
apparently,
right ones.
I mean, they just don't. I mean,
they're not the right ones. It doesn't sound like they're the right ones.
I guess
sounds
not.
like they need to be unfollowed or something because every guy on my thing is all about it and with it and supportive, which is good. We like to see that strong femininity come out and the men that are behind us on our femininity, you know. But I need to get to the mystery of the Hard Knocks and who took a deuce in the porta potty. Like, I really want to know. That's all I want to know about the show. I love this. I love this first episode, but I want to know who did the deuce in the porta potty.
Man, you know they were blaming it on
They're blaming the Hard
crew.
Knocks crew, but I mean, they never chuckled or reacted either when they were blaming the crew. So it was somebody on the team apparently. It wasn't so Aaron Donald. I think it was Aaron Donald who dropped the deuce. Honestly, he looks like he would be the one.
Like he was guilty. Like he was guilty of it,
right?
Yeah,
he kept talking about it. I feel like he was guilty about dropping the deuce in the porta potty.
He definitely looked a little suspicious.
He did. Very suspicious. Very, very
but also congratulations to our Vegas Gold Knights because we have officially started the Stanley Cup playoffs in the NHL bubble, and we went against the Chicago Blackhawks.
And we won big time.
And we won. And our goalie, the guy we got during the I guess I can't even say off season because we were playing
during the quarantine time.
Yeah. He was Leonard. I think that's how you pronounce it. So he was goalie for the first game against his old team, which is the Chicago Blackhawks. So we'll see if Fleury gets tapped in next or how they're going to be doing this whole goalie situation. But per usual, for the last like 3 hockey games, they've come back in the third quarter. So that third quarter or the third period has been very entertaining, let's say. If nothing
Quan says
else.
he needs his mango. Shout out to Quan 59 over there, Gorilla Cross Radio.
Quan, I need you to check with your homeboy that you do PR for the 24th. Okay? Thanks.
Yeah, we need Magic Quanson to be a guest. Orange County officially made 8/24 Kobe Bryant Day, so we would love to have Magic Quanson as a guest that week. See if you can make it happen, Quan. We would love that.
And he said, "Do you want me to fix?" Yeah, well,
yeah, I saw that.
Because clearly this is the first time he's tuned in. So thanks, Quan. We appreciate everything now. We appreciate all. We miss him. I don't know why my
It
stuff
says
is
getting ridiculous. It's 30. Why didn't you tell me that on the phone? Maybe I could have just had some mangoes delivered to you. I asked you today what you wanted to eat.
I mean,
You said
I
you
go
already
to
had food.
Costco like every week, Quan. Just let me know. I'll make sure you get mangoes. I know I can't let you be without mangoes. So I
Yeah, get him
apologize.
his mangoes, Mel. He's blowing up our spot right now.
Clearly, I'm
He is
not
blowing up the spot.
doing I'm not doing what I need to be doing.
You're not doing the right thing. No. Get him his mangoes. I'm gonna send you some money so you can get him his mangoes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Shoot.
The girl chat.
Get that man his
Welcome
mangoes.
to everybody tuning in. We appreciate it. Arlington, thanks for sharing. Quan, of course, I'll get you some mangoes. Heather, it is the After Dark episode. We love to hear your take on WAP, especially being a mother, because I know that was one of the main concerns a lot of people
Wait,
had.
why are you pronouncing it WAP? It's WAP.
I like to say WAP.
Why? Because you don't say os.
It's like it's like tomato. Like it's.
But you don't say os. You say ass, right? So it's WAP, right?
I guess. I just like sounding WAP better. WAP. It's like a silent A.
That sounds so blurry. That is so integrated. I swear to God. We can't get anything right now. I'm just kidding. That's when you get colonized on a word. That's an example right there.
And it might just be like my Pacific Northwest-ish, like the West Coast, hella. Every A is a so it's not like.
we do say hella too. We do say that hella,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get our guest on.
Let's get our guest on.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Dre Day in the house. Yo!
So Sports Way with Dre Day. He's in the building.
Queens.
Thank you.
Love.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
No doubt.
So coming from the East Coast, just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got your podcast started, and what you've been up to.
Okay, before I even do that, am I allowed to curse on here?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, so is it okay for me to use my little slogan before I start my episodes? Is it okay for me to say it's episode time, motherfuckers?
It's episode. It's after dark. It's after dark. We're R-rated now. Go for it. It's after dark. It's midnight where you are. It's the next day.
In fact, I don't want to do it. I want y'all to say it.
I
want y'all to say it.
You know what? Mel's a sailor. I'll have her say it. I'm not gonna say it.
It's showtime, motherfuckers. What was it?
Yep, that's what she said.
Motherfuckers.
It's episode time, motherfuckers. And Mom, if you're watching, he do it. Okay, my mom hates the F word. She's okay with cussing, but the F word, she's not feeling it. So we'll just say that.
I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry, Mama.
Oh, I still say it. I just she doesn't like it. So
I'll say it's episode time.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
And I'll say it properly. Episode time, mother effers. Is that better?
Cool.
No, because I have too much of a weird audience. My audience is, they're arranged, but I'm never a sailor. Right. I'm only a sailor when I'm pissed.
I'm a sailor. My daddy was a Marine, so I definitely have the whole verbiage of that going on with him. But anyways, please tell us about yourself. Let us know what's good with you. How you got it. What made you get into the podcasting world? Because you were doing it before the whole COVID. It wasn't like it was a COVID podcast like we've been seeing lately. So what got you in it? What started it? Where's your passion lie from?
Okay. My nickname is the Hood's ESPN. And the reason being is because my neighborhood gave me that name. So for years, they've been telling me, yo, D, you need to do your own sports show. You need to do this, you need to do that. And for years, I procrastinated with it. And 2 years ago, I remember the day I came home from Harlem and got a letter from the IRS, and that shit just stressed me the hell out. And I remember having a conversation with my mother, and she was like, "That, what's the one thing that could get you away from all the stress that you're dealing with?" Which I was dealing with IRS shit, issues with my son's mother, a bunch of things. So she was like, "That, what's the one thing that you can do to get your mind off the stress for a little bit?" I was like, sports show, my own sport podcast. So, when moms tell you to do something, you better do it. So he was like, yo, that's what you need to do. You need to get into it now. So I went on YouTube, did some searching on how to start it, and the rest became history. And August 2nd made 2 years of me doing it.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And what do you like to feature mostly on your podcast? Like, act as if it's yours right now. Like, what would you like to talk about? Because I mean, we have a lot of sports things we can talk about. What would you like to talk about?
Whatever comes up. I mainly do, NBA, MLB, NFL. Just like y'all, I do the WNBA, and I'm gonna say, listen. In fact, I'm gonna just say it now. I want to commend y'all because I've said this on my show a few times, and I always give y'all roses because I feel like the WNBA needs to get more notoriety, and they definitely need more people speaking up for them. And I've said this on my show a few times. Besides me and y'all had my girls from St. Louis on there last week.
Yeah.
In my honest opinion, I think we're the only 3 sports shows that actually talk about the WNBA. Now, if y'all know any other shows too, let me know. But I think, in my honest opinion, I think it's only us 3 that speak about them.
Word. I'm Sports Life Podcast. They'll touch on it every once in a while. Shout out to them because we've had them on too, and they have some females, and they're kind of so you have to check them out. They're pretty dope with it. But Word is Life. You said the right thing. I mean, it doesn't get as much exposure as it needs to get. And it's one of those things that it's actually really good to watch right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Orlando bubble is very entertaining. It's just like a soap opera or anything else that you want to see. But WNBA games are just as entertaining. Our LV Aces are now moving up to the number 2 spot. We've been killing it. Oh, don't be putting your thumbs down.
I beat my Sparks last Friday, so I ain't feeling that.
Are you Liberty person? Are you Brooklyn Liberty now, or New York Liberty playing at Barclays? Are you Liberty?
I'm Team Sparks. I'm a Candace Parker guy.
Oh, you're a Candace Parker person. Oh, yes. So you're not even repping the city you live in. I got you. Wait. So I'm only going to say this because you probably like the Sparks because Sparks was one of the first franchises that came out when the WNBA came.
Yes.
So is that why you kind of had that?
Listen, I've been watching the WNBA since the season launched in '97.
Okay.
And I think, I believe I was in the 7th grade when it launched. So I don't want to give my age away, but yeah, I've been a Sparks fan since it started. So when Lisa Leslie was there, I was a Sparks fan.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Very notable face and figure, still to this day in the sports world. Teaspoon, all of them, yeah. To this day.
To this day.
To this day. Yeah, say it, Deontay.
But I like I like the Liberty though. I mean, they from New York, so I gotta show some support for the home team, but I know they're gonna be trash.
They got some. I don't know. They got Sabrina Ionescu, and she did unfortunately sprain her ankle, so she's out for a while. So that was a bad debut. Yeah. So hopefully she gets well soon. But I'm very curious to see how they gel with her and how the dynamic is, even without her. Because to be honest with you, I haven't really watched any of the Liberty games. I've only watched a couple of the Aces games, and I watched the Phoenix Mercury game. But that's about it. Because I'm so into Orlando. Yeah.
Asia, not to cut you off, Asia Wilson is in the Asia Wilson is in the MVP conversation right now.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I would say right now it's between her and Breanna Stewart right now. It's between them two.
Yo, Breanna Stewart's been major too. And for her to come off that whole season being injured and to come out like she is phenomenal. And Seattle, of course, would be my number 2 team. But
that might be her leg up. That might be even her leg up on being the MVP coming off of a bad injury.
Yeah, they
be her leg up on the MVP thing.
Yep, they definitely would take that into consideration. Being that she was out, Achilles injury. Mm-hmm. Seattle wasn't that well last year. She comes back now. Look at them. What are they? 7-1 or 8-1?
They're leading. They're first and we're
second.
Number
1.
Seattle's first. I think they're 7-1, and the Aces right behind them. We're looking for our 6th game in a row winning if we can win a Thursday night's game, which is at 6:00 Pacific time for anybody who wants to tune in. They've actually showed a lot of WNBA games on ESPN too. So that's been really cool. I know out here the local stations been playing them, so it's good to see that. I know they have a contract with Twitter too. Twitter, I think, is supposed to be having like 10 of their games live as well. So
10 games.
It's never too late to get started, people. It's never too late to get on with these women. The one thing that I do wish is that that commercial for the NBA being back that Issa Rae did. I wish she could have done that for the WNBA. I wish that she has a commercial about, we're coming
No, I've
back.
seen it. I know what you're talking about, but I
wish-
feel like they should have done both cross for promotions, but every marketing team is different. I don't know. I feel like the WNBA is doing a way better job with Black Lives Matter than the NBA.
They
to
are.
a certain
They
degree.
are.
So you have to pick and choose your battles. Do you want a commercial or do you want a movement? I mean, I'm rolling with the representation
I
that they're
want
doing.
one. I didn't want one or the other. I just wish if
Yeah.
she did it for them that they could have done it together, or she could have done two or something. I just think it would have
Like
been
a
nice
woman's empower.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. But yeah, the
well, I
way
need to reach out to you, Mel, on that.
Huh?
I'm saying I need to reach out to you on that, Mel, next time on the marketing thing.
I
Why
mean,
not?
I
Consult,
failed marketing in college. Why wouldn't they want to reach out?
Consult. Yeah, exactly.
Wait. You said you failed it?
I mean, I was a business major to start with, but I couldn't pass accounting to save my life, and so I never really got to marketing. I hate accounting. So
yeah, accounting's hard.
That's cool. We got a retarded president, so anything's possible.
Yo, word. But I don't even want that. She's smarter than him. Let's put it
No.
That's
the snap. That was the point. Like, if we can have a jackass in office that don't know what the hell going, Melissa could definitely pull this off.
Oh yeah, sure.
Try at least. But yeah, so the women are doing a phenomenal job with the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yes, they are.
They teamed up. I know we posted on our social media with the Phenomenal Women's. I think it's active. I forgot the full name, but at Phenomenal on Instagram, they actually are selling the Breonna Taylor T-shirts that have
Breonna's face on it, and then
on the
back. Yeah,
yeah, and those are actually the profits all get donated to the Breonna Taylor Foundation. So everybody go out and support those. Get your shirts; they're on pre-order right now. We got ours coming, so we're looking forward to that. I just love that these women every day have a different shirt on that's supporting the movement. And I think that's what's important. Even a couple of the men have been on there, so that's been good. A couple of the men have been sporting the shirt. So it's just really great to see that message. Because, unfortunately, their interviews, their post-game interviews don't get put on ESPN like the guys do. So they don't get to have those messages post-game like the guys do. Which Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying.
No, I said, nope, it sucks.
Yeah. It's too much. It's too much. But
the representation is there, so it's good. The representation's there, and that's what we want. And it's a dope look.
Now if they can just kick Kelly to the curb, that's all we need.
Yeah, for Atlanta. What do you think about that, Dre?
Get rid of that bucket bitch.
Ooh. Okay.
Get rid of her.
All right.
Excuse my language, but
no, it's after dark. This is what we do.
Heather had to go get her earbuds to put in.
Right.
Better send your
Listen, and I'm having a little bit of this too. So,
what is that, Martell, or is that Douce?
Oh, no.
What are you drinking over there?
Bingo, Douce.
Oh, yeah, you're ready. You're fired up. You're definitely fired up.
Listen, I've been excited for this. So again, shout out to the bro Guru, because he definitely sparked this. Definitely.
Okay.
The bro, that's the bro. That's my bro right there. That's my long distance brother right there.
Well, I'm so happy that you're on. Now let's get into Orlando. What is your take? What's your biggest takeaways from the bubble in Orlando? Is your list long like mine?
Listen. At
I have a list.
At first, when the restart happened, I was a little uncomfortable with it. But now, after seeing what's going on now, I'm loving every minute of it. Every minute of it. My MVP for the bubble, though.
Who do you think?
This might be a little controversy, though. Now, I know everybody with
Dame time. Zion. They say Ja or Zion. Jay? Is it Jay?
No, I'm talking about the MVP of the bubble.
Oh, the MVP of the bubble itself. Okay. All right.
I think it's Devin Booker. I think it's him.
I've said Devin a long
time. I would agree.
I think it's Devin, because
not TJ Warren or Dame.
No, Dame. I have all respect for Dame.
Dame just did a landmark thing that the only other player that's done that is Will Chamberlain.
No, and whenever you in a convo with him, you doing something good.
Okay.
But with Dame, I expect this from him. Like I expect this from him. With Phoenix, like, you got to think about it like this. Yeah, what is it? They 8-0 or 7-0 right now in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
probably 5 or 6 of the games, Devin Booker has averaged 30 plus points. And they are undefeated. And hopefully they make playoffs because they could do all of this and still don't make the playoffs. TJ Warren was cool, but after what Jimmy Butler did to him a few nights ago, he's done for. He's not even in the combo no more. So for me, it was more so it's either Luka, Dame, or Devin. But me and my
I like Devin. I like Devin.
I'm gonna give it to Devin. I'm gonna give it to Devin because
okay, and don't say $50,000. Don't get a $50,000 fine like my man's did by saying that Devin Booker needs to go to another team or another franchise needs to pick him up.
he does need to go to another team.
I agree too, but you get fined $50,000 for saying that as an on-air personality. I want to say it was Draymond that said it, and they fined him $50,000 for saying he needs. And I've been saying that he's not going to stay in Phoenix. He's just too. His money is about to look really nice.
Nah.
But yeah,
he about to break.
He is that guy.
But I mean, if Phoenix, if their general manager can able to work some more or get some more players in there that can help build around him, that's great too. I mean, Phoenix ain't had a squad really in like ever. Like Barkley maybe around those years, but the Phoenix ain't really had no squad like that. So
and they never do. They had Steve Nash. I'm gonna say they had Steve Nash. They had Steve Nash. Steve Nash was their eye at one point. And guess what Steve Nash did? He left and went to become a Laker.
Because they weren't building around him really.
Exactly. And it's Steve Nash. So what makes you think they're gonna do that for Devin Booker?
I don't know. Maybe hopefully they learn a lesson. They're not going to be like my Bulls and continue to recycle the same pattern of BS all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It would be
the
nice.
Lakers will take the Bulls stuff too. We take the Bulls too. We take the Bulls stuff too.
Mel, you're a Bulls fan.
Yeah, I've been a Bulls fan. I don't follow one player around the league. You know,
it's not wrong with that.
No.
I just like to give
people trouble about that. Like I've been a Bulls fan. Like that's just it. Now I do still like KD because he's the last remaining Sonic. So I still enjoy watching where he's at. If I go to a game and he's playing in one, I'll bring my Sonic shirt out. So I still have that. But other than that, I'm a Bulls fan. Like that's the only team that I'll rep when I'm wearing,
Okay, because the reason I asked is because I see the guard behind you. I don't see him all the way, but I do see him there. And that would be Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Oh, of course.
Yes, there he is.
That's what got me into the Bulls. I mean, that I don't want to tell my age. However,
you can actually see him on my wall too. But yeah,
I found that. Yeah, I've seen that for sure. He definitely.
When people say LeBron is the GOAT, I don't even argue with them. He could be the GOAT. I'll say it for you. Because for me, Michael Jordan is the God. God, last I checked, is higher than everything. So Jordan is the God. LeBron could be the GOAT because Jordan is the God.
Yeah. I mean, man, I mean, he's going to be GOAT for me no matter what, period. Like, that's it. Definitely Kobe and LeBron are in there. Top three for sure. I mean, they all have changed their game or changed the league at some point with their play. So, but then back to the bubble though, real quick. So the bubble has been working. The bubble has been having no positive tests, minus a couple people getting wings or getting their food delivery across the street. There hasn't been too many issues. However, there's a new thing coming up. As we approach the first round of the playoffs, the players are now allowed to bring friends and family, I think up to 4 or 1 or 2, I can't remember. Now, they have to prove that they've had a long-term relationship with that person. So if it's a female or a male even.
Oh, man.
You gotta be able to provide proof, which I'm not sure what the proof would be.
That's
like,
just vouching, saying I've been with her for a long
Instagram,
time.
Like, well, here's a 2017 picture of me and her together. Or
I think it's a vouch. I think it's just a vouch. Like, I think they just vouch for him.
I mean, there's that. And then let's talk about women that have been groupies and have been groupies for a little while. So let's say they've been recycled. I mean, we know girls, maybe not even groupies, that have recycled through the community or your neighborhood or your bros or whatever. Ooh. What happens when one of them girls gets in the bubble and your teammate or your opponent doesn't realize that now you messing with that person and now they in the bubble with you?
Maybe they already know it is code. It's
I
your
don't
turn
know.
this week in the bubble. Maybe we flip to, you know what I mean? If one team is staying in a hotel room and you got a residential person that's the essential worker in that hotel room, then maybe they rotate.
Or what if can you co-sign and have one person?
Maybe they
for both
co-sign and they
people?
rotate. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe you have one essential worker that is in their hotel because a team has a hotel. I'm sure there's an essential worker that goes through the whole team. I'm sure it's not a unknown thing. So they probably just, have that essential worker rotate through the night.
Essential worker.
It's essential. She's in the bubble. She must be essential.
I'm wondering
I'm
how
just saying.
many friends or family are going to be actually have a fans only page. Do you think we're going to have any fans only action inside the bubble? Like, hey, chilling by the pool.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think
You've come up with some wild stuff I would never think of right now, Melissa. I don't even know what's going on right now with the After Dark. I never would have thought of that.
I mean, I'm just curious. Like, I just can't. I
feel like you may need to just secretly put on a wig and see if we get. I don't know.
I've been thinking about it. Once I heard the alert, I was like, here's the deal. I understand.
Put on a wig and like hide as a bush and just see what's going on. We fly.
I understand that you're going to bring. I understand that you're going to bring like your wife or your girl and your baby, or your child, or maybe it's your mom, or maybe it's your brother, or maybe it's whoever has that tie that's going to help you feel more at home now that you made it to this point. But
they don't stay in the bubble though, Mel. They come and they play and they leave, right? They're not there the whole time, right?
The basketball players, they stay there.
No, the basketball players I'm saying the essential workers, they don't have to be there the whole time, right? They can come in and play and then they can leave.
Just come and go. No,
I think they're there.
Oh, they're
in the bubble. Like they're staying.
Yeah, they're in the bubble. They're in the bubble.
Just go in and out the bubble like that. If the players
I'm not saying in and out, back and forth. I'm just saying she comes in, plays for the night, and then she's gone. She can't come back to the bubble. That's what I'm saying. So they don't do that?
I think it was more so that initially I think it was supposed to be where your family can come in and stay with you. You know what I mean?
Keyword family, but I'm talking about the essential workers. Can they fly in the bubble,
do
what they need to do, and then leave, and they can't come back to the bubble? Or you bring another different essential worker for another week into the bubble that night, and if she leaves and can't come back to the bubble. I mean, it'll work that way.
Question, Mo. Did you watch? Did you watch the 2 Chainz Rick Ross versus battle?
I did, and he propped the essential workers. Hey, listen.
Okay. The essential workers.
Yeah, essential. Hey, it's essential.
That's what he kept calling her. That's what he kept calling her. Is it
not essential? Is it not essential for you guys? Is it not essential?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then they are essential workers. I mean, everybody. I feel like I'm an essential worker in the retail business. It's essential for me to give goods and services to satisfy my customers. I feel like Mel is an essential worker in her capacity of helping out community work. So we are all essential workers. I mean, there's levels to it, but they're essential workers too.
Well,
absolutely.
With some of those that maybe are employed as adult entertainment, they don't work right now. So they got time on their hands. Like,
and they still got bills.
Due to the bubble, why not?
And they still got bills. Bills don't care that you're not on the hub right now.
They damn sure don't.
Your looks, you know what I mean? So yeah, why not? But I'm just curious as if they could come and play in the bubble and then leave, and they can never come back until after this is all over. Because where would you shack them? Are they building a specific facility for them, or do they? I mean, I have the questions now too. Now I'm curious. I think we have to go down there in disguise and figure it out. I think we need to hide in bushes with binoculars and just see it all transpire and film.
I wonder if they're looking out for droids. Like, could we get a couple droids?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Can we get a droid to come and fly? Drones,
do a little flyover session. Yeah. Or maybe we try and get employed in the hotel for like a quick week or something.
Right, but I'd be scared to be down there anyway because I'm anxious. I have anxiety about Florida anyway. No diss, but it's just a little wild down there. But hypothetically, if we could teleport ourselves to be
a fly on the wall,
yes, and then come back and report back, I would definitely probably do that. I'd be
I
able to
would
fly with a
definitely
mask
want to
on.
see. I'm curious to know like who's really, because somebody's gonna be wild out and be acting a fool and literally gonna find
You know
somebody
it.
on Tinder that day and be like, yo, I've
Everyone's
known
know it.
her
broken.
since I was in preschool, or and they're gonna have some crazy story and we're gonna hear about it come Jalen and Jacoby or something one day, or I don't know. Like it's gonna be mad. Like I think it's gonna be hilarious when stuff starts going on. So
Well, there's always community work. I've even overheard customers say, I'm not flying this community work to Denver. She's here with the crew. I'm good here. So
The
you have
community
average
work.
Joes
Mo is
talking
coming
about
with
their
the
community
word.
work. They have average Joes with community work. So I'm just consider if the essential workers are the same community work that comes to Florida. I'm just curious to say, do they stay and play or do they just leave? Like,
that's the thing is
because you don't want to get caught up with the family. Like, how does that work?
Well, and that's the thing is that for the guys that don't have, here's the deal. I think hopefully the guys that have real relationships out there know who they need to be bringing to the bubble.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And
yeah,
not to be moving past that. But for those that are single, like what if you really don't have one in particular? Like you just pick your top, or whoever's available for the next month
It's
or
gonna
two.
be that one. It's gonna
and
be
is
that
Winnie
one
Harlow
knuckle.
coming to? And is Winnie Harlow coming to the bubble?
I would be.
She's
we
with
got
Kuz.
we're
Is
gonna
she
have to check
coming
her
to the
Instagram.
bubble? Yes. That's
I
who we
mean,
can look at.
And how
I follow
long
her on
term is
Instagram.
that? Like, does that mean because they've been for like what, a year maybe, or
I didn't think it was that long.
I think they celebrated
a
year anniversary. So
Oh,
is
okay.
it year long term, or what's long term to the NBA? Like you got to have kids together, or I don't know.
I don't know.
As long
Some
as
of
a
them maybe
Jenner,
with the kid's mom.
as long as a Jenner don't go to the bubble, I'm fine.
Oh wow.
Jenner's getting in a bubble. Don't you worry about that. You know that's happening.
Oh,
you already know. You already know.
Damn.
You already know.
P.S. I started a watch party, right? So my mom chimed in. Yes, I don't like that word, but I'll take your apology. She said so.
Okay. Yeah.
Now that
Well, you
that's
prefaced it with it. You prefaced
I did.
with
I
it.
mean, she
You
knows
did.
that I don't. It slips out anyway. Sometimes I
Yeah.
don't. I can't. Yeah. Anyway.
So Dre, have you watched the Hard Knocks? And what's your take as far as NFL season? What's that looking like for you?
I haven't watched it yet because
Okay.
the time I start working whatnot. But I'll definitely tune in. I'll definitely tune in once we get off this. My expectation for the season. Let me just show you a little something real quick.
Oh, he's gonna pull it out the drawer.
Yeah.
I know you didn't go. I know you didn't go get New Jersey, did you?
Oh no, not yet. Not yet. That's coming.
He's going to the credenza. That's serious. If you go into the treasure chest, that's serious.
Can y'all see that name?
Oh no!
Can y'all see that name?
We're talking about Hard Knocks, Dre. We're not talking
he
about.
He didn't watch it, but I said, "What did you look for?" I did set myself up for the. Yeah, he didn't watch it, so I set myself up with the upcoming season. So he's looking for that Buccaneers crap.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
But you're not a Bucs fan up until this year, correct?
No. Absolutely no. Yep, this year because I've had this. Listen, Mo, I'm gonna put you on now because me and Melissa we had this chop up earlier. I'm a Tom Brady guy. Have been since Michigan. So my loyalty is to him. It wasn't to New England. It was to Brady.
Okay.
So Brady left. I got to part ways. Like we put in our time in New England. 20 years. We put our time in with 6 Super Bowls, 9 Super Bowl appearances. It's time to move on. So Brady gave me the call. He said, yo, we out. So
what's your record projecting? Looking at their schedule, what do you think the win-loss is going to look like?
11-5.
I can tell you right now, they're coming to the Raider Nation. They're coming to Vegas to play us.
11-5. 11-5.
You say 11-5?
11-5. I'm not one of these crazy fans talking about 14-2, 13-3. Nah, our schedule's looking a little difficult. I do think we'll split the 2 games. I do think we'll split the 2 games with the Saints. I just don't know. I don't think we'll win the opener though, but I think we'll get the one in our house. But yeah, I can see us getting about probably 4 or 5 losses.
I would think 9-7.
What's your expectation for Gronk being back now?
I love it. The goat needed somebody that he was familiar with. You can't you can't just go to a new team and just have a bunch of these guys that you have no camaraderie with. So it's like, all right,
You
Grump,
can't.
I'm going. No. You not. You need your security blanket.
Hey, but
You need your top.
I did watch part of an interview that he had when he was like, this is the first time in a long time that I've actually had to work on plays. Like you know, after you're at a team for 20 years or 19 years, like it's just natural. Like you already know the plays, you don't gotta think too much. You just had to work on his body. Now he's like, I'm still working on the body part, but I really have to work on my mind and new plays, new coaching system, new players. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But I think for me, my biggest thing is like I need to know my fantasy football options because obviously he's got greater targets now. He got Mike Evans. I mean, I can't. I'm excited for that aspect of it. I can't say I'm excited for the Tom Brady aspect of it. But
I'm not excited for any of it. I'm not excited for any of it, honestly.
Tampa Bay.
I'm not excited for any of it. Being a Raider fan, I'm never going to be excited
not?
about it. Because I'm a Raiders fan and you know our history and I'm not about to even go into it with you. And
all right. So what's your expectation for your Raiders?
Here's the thing. Anytime a team moves to a new facility is never a good season. Regardless of who we've drafted, Henry Ruggs looks nice. Josh Jacobs looks nice. Jonathan Abram, we're getting him back. We got Hunter Renfrow still. I mean, we all look nice, but we don't know what it's going to do when we have a new facility. So just to be nice.
And no fans.
I'm going to say, I'm going to say it's a repeat of our previous season, but a lot of people are predicating it's going to be less than that. Some people are giving us 5-11, and I think that's very unfair looking at our schedule.
5-11?
5-11. Colin Cowherd gave us 5-11. And I was about to throw my remote at my TV, but I just got a TV, so I'm not trying to break it. So
I don't blame you. I ain't too thrilled for him anyway.
I'm going to say I'll go 9-7 like we were last season, or 7-9, just because we've got Kansas City twice. We played you guys one time. Okay, we've got a home game with Kansas City. We got an away game, and our AFC division is really, really strong this year, especially with the pickup that Denver Broncos just got to in the draft. So. Again, we don't know, and we don't know how it's going to look in a new facility. Teams never do well in new facilities, and I don't want to jinx it, but I have to accept that that's what it's going to probably be. And this is Derek Carr's last season. No matter how much he says to people that he's going to be good, he's fine. No, this is it for him.
This is it?
So he's just going to have to show up and show out. Yeah, this is it. I don't know, but I'm not giving us no 5-11. That was ridiculous. He was bonkers for saying that kind of stuff. I almost tweeted him today, but I was like, you know what? I'm in my feelings. Let me just woosah.
Well, Colin tends to have his,
right. And sometimes he's right, and sometimes he's wrong. And I feel like he's dead wrong on this one. Or as your New Yorkers say, dead ass. He's wrong.
How about y'all?
What's that? Oh, did we lose him? Oh, go ahead. He's frozen.
I think you're breaking up. Hello?
He's frozen.
How about y'all take?
How about we?
How about we take what? We're on eggshells waiting. What?
I'm at the edge of my seat. So.
You good, Dre?
How about this, though?
Okay.
How about y'all tank the season and then y'all mess around and probably get Trevor Lawrence?
Get who?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence?
You lost me?
Yeah. I mean, hey. If it's a 5-11 season, that means it's gonna be a tank for sure.
But I don't think Gruden gonna tank it though. I don't think
he's not gonna tank. That's not his nature.
Power. That's not his nature to tank.
No, and him being a previous Bucks coach. Yeah, I hear you. Him being a previous Bucks coach, tanking is not in his vocabulary. If anything, he's like a quarterback guy.
You hear me?
He'll be scouting.
You hear me? You hear me?
I hear you now. Can you hear us?
Are you good?
That doggone do say. That do say.
No. Yeah. You hear me? You hear me?
I hear you. We hear you. I don't think he can hear us though. We'll have him tap back out.
You hear me? You hear me?
Yeah. Hello? We got
we
you.
Hear you.
Nope.
You hear me?
We having Teddy Riley issues. I need you to tap out, tap back in.
We're gonna have little versus issues before they brought the whole squad together. Dre, so what you may want to do is completely X out and then hit that link again and just jump back in. Because I don't know if it's your internet or I don't know what it is. Because you're like, I don't know. You're frozen, but then we hear, can you hear you? Can you hear you? And then we're done.
Yeah, so, if he says that one more time, I'm dying. I love it though. He's frozen, y'all.
Yo.
Stream y'all.
Listen, Arlen says stop using the net zero. No.
What did he say?
Stop using net zero. Hey, it was worse than yours, Steven. Your shit was bad, but that was bad too. At least you were in the car, so we kind of understood why.
Yeah, there's no excuses. I'm blaming the Duce. Maybe if he plugs it up to the Duce, it'll give him more charge.
I can't. Hey, y'all, you're listening to Girl Chat Sports with Mo and Mel. We've got our guest Sports Way with Dre Day here, Mr. Dre Day. He's coming back in. We're going to get him back on. Until then, maybe me and Mo will talk a little Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks, yes. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Hard Knocks while Dre works on that connection. Dre, I know you're probably listening right now, so we're going to give it 2 seconds. Let me see if he's back on. I think.
Is he back?
Let's see. Are you back? You good?
You hear me? You hear me?
I hear you.
Yes.
Yes. Metro PCS.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to take it back a notch. We want to talk a little bit about Hard Knocks. I know you haven't seen it, but for everybody in the chat, anybody watching now, feel free to drop some comments on what you thought of it. You all know me. I wish Hard Knocks could be all season long. Like if I could watch it every weekend and see how everything kind of flows through and not just for the first 6 weeks, I would be all for it. I don't care what team it is. I'm watching it. I don't care if it's the Niners. I don't care if it's the Cowboys. I don't care if it's anything. I will watch it. This was good. And plus now really we've got two teams. We got the Chargers and we got the Rams because they're both in LA. They're going to be sharing the stadium together.
No, not Cowboys, not Cowboys.
Well, we don't like the Cowboys either. We just were saying it doesn't matter which team it is. It's just a Hard Knocks show. Like it's a good show. I'm not a Chargers fan. You think I like sitting up watching about the Bolts? No, but I'm very intrigued, especially with their head coach and his background and his story. I feel like Drake can't hear us, but I'm going to keep talking.
I don't think he can either because he talked about the Cowboys and that was like 5 minutes ago. It seemed like.
Yo,
Jerry, you with us? Good.
You good?
Hello. You might
Dre
reboot that Samsung of yours. These droid problems. I think that's a droid issue right now.
That's Cricket now. I'm not even giving it to Droid. I'm giving it to Cricket straight up. Like Nokia, whatever model that Nokia used to.
The flip phone. He got like the block phone, the Zach Morris.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's not connected to like your video and your audio are completely off.
You hear me?
I don't know.
You hear me?
We can hear you, but it's not when you're talking. Yo, X out. I'd say just restart. We're gonna be going on. Like we're chilling. We're gonna talk about Hard Knocks. Just restart it. Come back with the link. We can hear you, but your voice and your video ain't connected at the same time.
Mel, you keep it. What do the UFC fighters do when they're in their arm bars? They tap out, right? They tap out. Tap out.
Hey, no disrespect.
This is fantastic. We love Dre. I want to hear more from him. I honestly want to hear more from him. I really wanted to hear more from him.
We'll get him back on in a second. So Hard Knocks, y'all.
Yes,
we are definitely. Yes. I'm on board with it. Here's the deal. I don't care if you don't like the teams or not.
Yeah.
It's the content, and what's really crazy about this season is that obviously COVID struck.
Right.
We had the deaths, Black Lives Matter, that all initiated. So we're seeing how coaches are reacting to their players, the conversations they're having via Zoom calls, mind you, because before they even got to training camp, most of these were just Zoom calls. And can you imagine having a Zoom call with 80 to 90 to 100 guys? Like,
man,
I mean, it would be the Zoom call I'd want to be on.
It's crazy. And even when they're having to cut players, just calling them on the phone, where some were coming into Anthony Lynn's office, telling him like, "This is whack. Like, why? Like,
that guy,
he was mad. He was big mad. He was big mad. Here, I was tripping off of it. I'm glad Sean McVay said it, because when I was watching the whole side of the Rams camp, I felt like they weren't doing the right thing. Like, Sean McVay is one of those guys that's not a mask person. Like, he's pulling it down. He's not wearing it. He's talking. And when he finally admitted at the end of it, it was like, well, I need to do better. I need you guys to hold me
accountable. Did you see him with the clear?
Yeah, the clear shield, but he didn't have a mask on. Like, you still need the mask on, bro. Like, the clear shield's cool, but you still need a mask with it. That's not a mask. It's a shield.
Yeah.
So you can't come around with the shield.
So,
you need the shield and the mask.
We got to watch the guys get COVID tests.
Yes,
that was good. Freaking out. We got, and they had to do blood as well as the nostril thing.
For the antibody.
I thought it was funny. Daryl, Aaron Donald, one of the biggest built guys in the league, he's sitting there trying to get blood, and you see his face like he can't look at the needle. He's doing what I would do.
Right. He was like, that needle is big. No, and I'm so weird. I look at the needle because I need to know what you're sticking in.
Yeah, I can't watch it. I will pass out next to you if that's
I do not like
needles, blood, because I don't watch. I look away.
Oh,
I never watch my tattoo.
What are you doing? I'm so curious because I want to make sure it's right. Like, I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But but I liked how the one player was really freaking out about it. He's like, I've had it. I've had it before and it was up my nose, and I just give me a few minutes. Let me just catch my breath. And they're like, no, it's just swabs in the nostrils. And he still was like, give me a moment. I'll be ready. Yeah. Like, it was too funny, but it was good.
It was really good.
Backstories on the players, backstory on the coaching,
and this is just week one.
And this is just week one.
And I think because there aren't going to be any preseason games and that training has been a little bit different, we're actually going to see probably a lot more backstories than we're used to. We're probably going to see more of the actual dialogue between the players and the coaches. So they are going to be sharing the same stadium, but they have complete different facilities.
Right.
The Rams actually decided to make their own facility. It's like a pop-up. It's a pop-up bubble facility outdoors.
They call it Cirque
it looks like they're in the middle of the Inland Empire or something.
Right. They call it the Cirque du Soleil tent or something. They're like, this is our Cirque du Soleil tent. But I like how Sean McVay was coordinating with the operations manager as far as where defense will sit and how the tables will be spaced out. Same with the offense and how their tables will be spaced out, and then how we'll have everybody. But they still no mask on the field. I'm sorry, but the Bolts, they were all wearing masks working out. Like, most of them. Like they were really consistent with that. You even got to see here coach telling them space out, spread out. Like, I need you. So when it came to the
contact, when they were contact on the field, I noticed there was about half the players that weren't wearing them. So, although it wasn't required, they said that everywhere else it was required, but on the field, as long as everybody was still negative, they wouldn't require that on the field.
They were giving me anxiety. The Rams team was giving me so much anxiety. I was like, they're just talking.
And I'm just not a Jared Goff fan. Like, whenever he pulled up, I was like, wah, wah. Like,
he pulled up like, oh, you like basically almost wanted to tell the guy, like, you know who I am. Like,
right. Unlike the rookie from Oregon, the quarterback that got
me too.
He was like, hi, I'm Justin Herbert. Like,
Justin Herbert.
Freshman in high school.
I like his. And I like Bosa's story too. Bosa was almost in tears about his dad and being excited.
Yo, did you see Bosa's thighs?
Oh man,
they were like
slabs of big. Like, if you're in a butcher shop, it's like the cow. Yeah.
Man, listen. Okay, I think we got Dre back in here. Let's see if he's ready to go.
Let's see. Can you hear me?
Can we get a drum roll, please?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, yay! We're so glad to have you back.
Thank you. Hey, you got if it's brighter in there.
And it's brighter. We can see your face.
You're not drinking alcohol no more. You got
You're drinking water. You switched up. The change up is good, because it's late there.
Snapple.
Snapple. Oh, see, that's even much healthier.
Hey, this is a very key point too that I think Heather made was that because Lynn already had COVID before, I think that helped him in being able to cook.
Absolutely.
Now here's the deal. He made it sound like their team was about to win it all because they're going to be prepared more than any other team. I don't think that's going to happen, Heather, but it was nice to have your coach feeling very strong about it.
Well, I mean, it's not like he ain't got some bad mama jammas on there. He's actually doing really well. I mean, but the Rams do have
Gordon
Ramsey.
pull up in the little slingshot.
Oh, in the slingshot? Yeah, it's too much. I know you're excited to be there, but you're coming to take your test, bro. Calm down. But I liked it. I'm glad you had your helmet on, and I'm glad you remembered to put your mask on because you were like, oh, let me put my mask on. Yes, sir. They're all pretty much cognizant about the mask thing because even a few other players were like, oh, there's no mask. Where's your mask at? Y'all got to put y'all mask on, man. Like they were really like about the mask thing. So they want to play. No one wants this season to end. So whatever it's going to take for them to do what they have to do, they just going to have to do it. And, it was interesting, too, because Anthony Lynn was saying how when he got COVID, it was one of those things where he just felt powerless. It was more so the fact that he's the one that fixes problems all the time. And now he's looked at as a problem. And he didn't like the isolation thing. And he didn't like that, that he didn't have the power to control his whole, atmosphere with what he had going on.
Right. Hey, Dre, I don't know if that's you. I think we can hear ourselves in your background.
I don't know. I don't know.
No. Okay.
No,
all right.
Volume's down. Yeah.
I hear y'all good though. I definitely.
Well,
good. I'm glad you can.
Okay, that's good.
I hear y'all good.
So I think Hard Knocks is going to be great. I literally started it all over again for the second. I felt like I was watching.
I might watch it again. It was good.
It wasn't like the Gordon episode. It wasn't like The Last Dance for me. But I literally watched the first time and then I put it back on and watched it again and fell asleep to it. But I was like, I want to watch. I love it.
I would watch it again. The first episode was actually really good. I would watch it again. It was good.
What is it? Every Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, every Tuesday.
Oh, every Tuesday. Okay.
But see, I got home late last night, so I kept the tail end of it when it was on. So I was like, okay, today is my day. I'll go on demand and watch it. And when I watched it, I was like, oh, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I was really into it.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And I'm excited for it. So beyond that, moving to some other NFL, my boy Jamal Adams was looking nice in his Seahawks jersey, number 33. Okay.
I wanted to ask you about that. Like, what is your expectation on your Seahawks this year?
I still am yet to be determined because I haven't seen what this young, different offensive line is looking like. Because I know we struggle with offensive line. If we can keep our running backs healthy and we're not, relying on the fourth-string running back like last year, I think we'll do well. We actually got some decent tight ends that are blocking tight ends, some young ones. We got the guy from Stanford. I forgot his name. A couple other ones we got in the draft. I think one of the wide receivers we picked up from LSU, they moved him to a tight end position. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for DK, although I think DK's abundance of fame has overshadowed still Tyler Lockett's ability to perform at any time. So I think there's going to be some major – if we can get Josh Gordon, if we can get him back, I think we've got some major key players. I think
what do you think your record's going to be?
Rob 2.0 is happening. Let's just say that. Because, Quinn Dunbar got off the commissioner's exempt list. So he's now going to be, I think, coming into practice on Friday with Jamal, with Bobby, with KJ Wright is looking good after surgery. So, yeah.
Bobby Wagner is the only one that stands out to me after everybody you name. Jamal too, but Bobby Wagner I think is your key guy. What do you think your record is going to be? What do you predicate your record to be this season? Looking at your schedule.
I haven't even looked at the schedule tough. But here's the deal. The one issue that I do have right now is because of it is COVID, and Seattle is the team that flies the most miles this season.
Yes.
So we're in Miami, we're in Atlanta, we're in DC, we're in, I think, Philly as well. Like so if there ever were to be an issue and somebody gets sick on our team, that's what's going to cost us. It's not going to be, I think, injuries necessarily, but if there's some sickness and there's precautions.
Yeah.
And we'll segue this into maybe some of the college football stuff, because I don't see how you can, ensure that these guys are following protocol when there is no bubble.
Right.
The guys with families, maybe the guys with young kids, maybe the guys with, pregnancies or something, that women have pregnancies on the way, they're being a little more safe. But some of these younger guys, maybe they don't care. It's like, hey,
look at MLB. 2 players just went and had dinner the other night after a game. There's no protocols for them. Like, that's why they keep getting these cases, because they do their day's work and go on willy-nilly. Like, they don't bubble up. So it's gonna be interesting how football is gonna look with that.
I would say if there was no COVID issues or nothing with that, I would go with a solid 11-5.
Okay, I dig that.
I dig that. You got Russell Wilson. I don't disagree.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Russell. I think
you can't.
I think if we can get Tyler and DK and whether it be Josh or one of the other guys we got, I think there was a couple other ones that just got picked up over the draft. I can't remember their names, but if we get a combination, I mean, those guys lining up with a solid, with our running backs, I don't think that's a problem. We just need someone to block so that way Russell's not running around like a chicken all day.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. But anyway, we'll segue that into college football.
Oh, man.
And here's the deal. I had a rep for my school because we knew it was coming. I mean, we knew it was coming that there could possibly not be college football. However, there are some conferences that decided they're going to still go forward, which is the Big 12, ACC, Which the funny thing is those seem to be the states that have like the most increase in COVID cases. But hey, none of it.
And they're the same ones that sending kids back to school, literally. They're the same ones that sending the kids back to school.
Positive, right?
And they're all tested positive. So I don't know how that's
going.
But
I think the thing that bothers me the most is that even the Pac-12 and the Big Ten backed out and postponed their season. Then the Pac-12 actually postponed all sports until the end of the year, not just golf sports. So that's going to be interesting too. But one thing I don't get is how these 5 conferences didn't share the information together to make those decisions together. I don't see how 3 can do it and 2 can't. There's no reason why it can be safe for you 3, but not safe for you 2. And on top of that, what about schools? Like you can say like the Big Ten, like Ohio State. So players aren't safe to play, but does that mean that there's schools that the kids that are going to school can go to school? I mean, it should be if the players can't play, then kids shouldn't be able to go to school at Ohio State either then, or same with University of Washington.
You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. Why is your phone now? Mel's frozen. Y'all, you know what? What is going on?
Mel.
Now Mel's frozen.
I'm
right here.
No. If I screenshot you how you're looking right now.
Yeah, you frozen right now, Queen.
It was so funny. You were like.
Now?
You freezing
still
up.
Choppy. Yeah, so it's the sports way with Dre Day and Girl Chat Sports right now. Thanks for everybody that's tuning in. Mel's gonna tap back in with us. What is your team for MLB? Can you hear us now, Mel? Oh, good. We'll go back to college CFB.
Yeah, so I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on college football and why, what's happening? Why is it that we're dealing with these issues between 5 different conferences and a couple of them aren't even?
I don't know. Shout out to the HBCUs for setting the catalyst of canceling everything very quickly because they want to protect our own. We're not selfish like that. So shout out to that because no one was going to make a move unless one school stepped in and made a move. And now you have Mountain West, which is our region with the UNLV and other schools, and they've canceled. Yeah. And then it's just going to be a domino effect. And I just think that it's selfish. Like, because then you're going to have fans there too. Because if you can command that in the SEC and the Big 12, then the fans are going to have issues. Alumni is going to have issues. They're all going to want to be there. That's a mess. I don't know. I don't agree with them doing that.
Yeah, and it It's weird. I think we already knew the SEC wasn't going to do it. I wasn't.
Hell no. Oh, of course. Of
You know,
course.
they can't
We
even
already
live.
know.
Of course
Look at the team. That's their whole. They're in that holy trinity of God, family, and football. There's no way that they were gonna try to get out of that. They're gonna
You
push
need-
all the way till they can't.
They needed the best conference to participate. They
Mhm.
needed the best conference to at least try to get some games in. But I'll tell you this much though. Jim Harbaugh should be good that the Big Ten canceled because he wasn't gonna win any damn way.
I saw
Oh
some
boy.
of those memes.
Yeah.
Coach
He
Cat.
wasn't gonna win anyway.
Yeah.
That man been there for how many years and ain't won nothing yet? So if anything, he should be thanking God that Big Ten canceled because Ohio State was gonna tap that ass anyway.
Oh yeah, everybody was talking that too on Twitter. That was going crazy. But Nick Bosa for sure is the one that's really given pushback with Alabama. He's not trying to budge whatsoever. He's trying to keep that going because that's all they got.
But what about the kid? I mean, I know some of the schools that have canceled or postponed have decided to continue and extend the athletes' scholarships for an additional year. But let's not, I mean, that's good for the young guys. But the guys that, you know, I think one of the guys for draft boards, the top 10 picks, there was like 6 Big Ten guys and I think 3 from the Pac-12. How is this affecting what's going to happen come draft or combine time? Like,
Is there going to be even a draft? It'll probably be virtual, and will there be a combine? We don't even know what it's going to be predicated for next season. They're all saying, "Oh, well, the spring sports we'll try to resume in the spring and figure it out." You probably won't be able to because we go in second wave come the fall or winter.
how are you going to have
And where's
spring
that carryover
football and then go ahead and have fall football again? Like, there's
Right?
going to be no
It is. There's no break in that. I don't know.
It's I'm glad it's not my job to figure it out because I just feel bad. I feel bad for the athletes, though. I feel bad for the kids, you know, that are supposed to be going to school, that are trying to do better and trying to get into the league and trying to, you know, extend their skill sets. Now it's like, well, shoot, hopefully you'll come back next year. I don't know.
Well, maybe they can do like Kyler Murray and come back looking like Incredible Hulk. Just bulk up and do what you got to do and get your fitness right because he looks amazing. I don't know if y'all seen him. I don't know if you've seen him, but them shoulders and arms, he came back. He came back like he's ready.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe
He better
that's
be.
what
He
they'll
got
do.
D-Hop. He better be ready. He got Hopkins as a receiver. He better be ready.
Hey, I need you guys to go after we're done with the show. Look online and look at Kyler Murray. Everybody in the audience and in the chat, go look at Kyler Murray. It's a totally different Kyler Murray that you've never seen. He looks incredible, and I feel like that's what the college kids are going to have to do.
That's what it better be.
And there's no, and I'm to Darnell that's tapped in. I think I agree. I don't think there's going to be a spring football either. We don't know. We just don't know. Like, you know, we always said that, you know, they're going to probably have a fall football season for college. That's not happening. We don't even know if the NFL is even going to be able to kick off. They're doing their best to try and figure it out, but we don't know if the season's going to start or not. We just don't know.
No. But I did read out there's a thing called the Spring League, and they're actually going to have I guess not term, but they're going to have a season in a bubble here in Las Vegas in October. So it's 6 teams, 230 some players, like 38 players per team. So it's NFL players that were released, and it possibly could include college players that either opted out or seasons got canceled. So that they're going to have, I think it's going to be like a 2 to 4 week thing where there's 9 games, and it's here in Las Vegas.
Where's that going to be? At Allegiant?
I don't know, but they said that they're going possibly Allegiant, but they also said they're going to be in a bubble. So all of the 280 staff members, coaches, players will all be in one hotel.
I wonder if that's a Lake Las Vegas thing. That's the only way I can see all those people bubbling somewhere. Unless they bubble at the end of the strip, maybe. I don't know.
They just take over a whole hotel.
Yeah.
You know who should be paying attention to all of this right now? The Rock. Because now that he done bought the XFL, he need to be thinking about all of this.
Oh,
right
yeah, he
Let's
definitely.
back up a second, because it wasn't just The Rock that
It
bought
was his
the
ex-wife.
XFL.
It was his wife.
I get the ex-wife there, but he's the face of this. So
He is. He's the selling tool. I get it. He's the selling tool. No one knew about the ex-wife. I get it. I know what you're saying, but we still got to prop the ex-wife because it was her idea.
Oh, no
Shout
doubt.
out to Danny Garcia, who gave
Danny Garcia,
me the
yep.
idea.
Shout out
Yep.
to her. Which is crazy to me how you married her, didn't pan out, and now she's still your business partner. I wonder how that.
Maybe because the relationship was never one that was meant for them to be compatible. You have couples like that.
And they also could, still have a working relationship. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
not all exes are bad,
No, they're not. And maybe they just weren't compatible on certain levels, but they can work together like, hey, I can't be with you, but I can still be your friend. I mean, we have homie friends that we've been with. You know that. You have people that you're still friends with that, the relationship would be toxic, but you could still be a good friend. You could be friends with them. Like you're a better friend than a lover. So maybe that's what it is with them.
That spring league is going to start supposedly around October 7th. So come October, Mo, I'm going to see if I can.
It sounds funny that it's called a spring league in the fall.
But apparently the spring league is apparently, they also have other events usually throughout the year that deal with, kind of getting people ready for the NFL or dealing with off-season stuff. So it might just be that's always been their name, and now they've decided to have their own league because of what's happening.
Right. Okay. I
So
see.
but before we wrap it up, we can talk a little baseball because we haven't addressed that yet.
Yeah, we were about to get into that. Yeah.
So today it was announced that your guy Joe Kelly, his suspension got lowered
from 5 to 8.
8 to 5. Yeah,
8 to 5. I mean, from 8 to 5. Yeah,
which is good.
No, it needs to be none. He shouldn't have had no suspension games. Exactly. I'll take it, but that's not acceptable. Like I'm still not happy. You gonna take 3 games away?
He shouldn't get no games.
He should get no game suspension. I agree.
Well, that's crazy.
He's not going to be the only pitcher that's going to give these Houston Astros smoke. He's not going to be the first one. He's definitely not going to be the last. And we're actually
what I don't
them
get is
soon.
how Giannis can go headbutt somebody and only get
one game suspension. And he's going to get a fine though. He's going to get a hefty fine to go with it. I don't know if Joe Kelly has to pay bread, but Giannis is getting a fine.
He don't got that name. He don't got that.
Yeah. He's and to like I said, to Joe Kelly's defense, he is a crazy wild pitcher. He never knows what type of pitch he's gonna throw. He probably intentionally didn't intend to hit him, but it happened. So they shouldn't have even. It should be no games. I'm agreeing with Dre. These Houston Astros are not really paying any peanuts right now, and I feel like they need to. I feel like they're getting a slap on the wrist every single time they step on a mound. I feel like they're treating them still very, very like coddling and giving them special treatment, and I don't like that.
Don't you find it fitting that Altuve is having a bad year so far? I wonder why.
Because he can't make it to the mound because they're going to throw these fastballs at him, and he's getting tensed up and fair, and he's choking his bat too hard and he can't swing. So there we go. But how about Aaron Judge? The Yankees and Aaron Judge. This man is ridiculous. And I'm not a big Yankees person, but I will give them
so now you a New York fan finally?
Listen.
He's not Mets. He's not Mets. He's Yankees, right? You're not Mets. You're Yankees, right?
But at least you finally got one New York team.
Listen, that's the only New York team I am loyal to.
I
that's
understand.
the New York Yankees.
They're the Lakers of the MLB. They're the Lakers of the MLB. I get it.
Okay.
They got pennants. They are most hated. They're
the evil empire.
They are the evil empire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Evil empire. I get it. Mariners players. We're your farm team. That's all we are. That's part of my issue.
I love my Yankees. I love my Yankees.
I mean, I can't stand him, but I got to give him props and credit where credit's due. And Aaron Judge is doing his darn thing. And
on it.
He's on it.
But I like
he's the MVP right now. He's the MVP right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to out for a while then? I thought I saw something about him being injured. Has he been out?
Stanton is hurt again, and I think it's time to trade that motherfucker.
Okay.
I think it's time.
Wow. So what do you guys think? They're thinking about, the Major League Baseball is thinking about a bubble scenario for playoffs.
They need it.
Yeah.
They need it.
Especially if my Dodgers go to the playoffs, we need that.
Some of these guys definitely need structure in the bubble because how much are we into the season? Like we're a month into the season, and you still think it's okay to go out on a Saturday night with your boys? Like, come on.
Yeah, like they have no strict guidelines. There's no guidelines to it, and that's the thing that's so crazy about it. But they definitely need to bubble, especially if my Dodgers have an opportunity to try and win something and not get cheated out of it. We definitely need to bubble, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I want my Yankees Dodgers World Series.
I want that too. I that was supposed to be last season. I want that too. Y'all was not supposed to lose to them Nationals like that. That was not right. I was mad because I really wanted to see that.
Well,
And we weren't supposed to lose either.
Well, see me. My reason for wanting it might be different from your reason.
What's your reason?
Where are the Dodgers originally from?
They're from Brooklyn.
That's why.
So because now you like 2 New York teams, right? Okay.
The Dodgers are originally from Brooklyn.
They are.
I get that.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But they're LA, and they've been LA for quite some time now. And I'm a West Coast chick, so it's gonna be. I'm Jackie Robinson. I'm still 42. We got Mookie now. We got. No, I never, because they were the first ones to integrate a black person in the league. Of course not. I know the history.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
I've been wanting a Yankee Dodger World Series since Joe Torre was the manager for the Dodgers.
Or Tommy Lasorda when he was there. I want, or when we had Sandy Koufax. I want to see that too. I hope it happens. I hope it happens. But the way we're playing right now, I doubt it. And I'm very shocked that the Chicago Cubbies are #1 right now and winning all these games. But it's early. You know how baseball is. One team will be on top and then it flips. So it's baseball. You never know.
The Mets know that very well.
Yes, they do.
They'll have some seasons where they'll be kicking ass, and then once June comes,
yeah, they are kicking the Braves' butts too, Darnell. Yeah.
What do you think about the whole Toronto Blue Jays in Buffalo?
That was the first time they've ever had and they're playing on a minor league field. It seems like it's working, but it's crazy.
When they first announced they couldn't play, I was like, well, how much is there a difference in size between minor league and major league based like the actual field size?
Right.
Next thing they had a minor league field. I was like, yeah, I know. But Buffalo had a team, and you saw fans outside of the field kind of going crazy. They were excited, and they had their first win there yesterday, their first home game. They've already fitted the Toronto Blue Jays, logos and names all over the field. But New York, still, I know it's the other side, but do you think that's going to maybe bring some possibility on trying to get something over there?
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
They're still a hot state. I mean, Cuomo's did an excellent job containing what he's done, and we'll have to see what the results look like from just this experiment to see. But it's probably going to happen. They entertained it. I mean, why not?
Well, especially if something like this continues and Toronto has to find maybe a permanent.
Yeah. Toronto leave Canada. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know. It'd have to be a different for our team. It'd have to be something else. I don't know. But that's still a good, if they were considered like their second home place, I guess that would work. Yeah.
Well, you guys have been listening to Girl Chat Sports After Dark special episode.
Yes. With Sportsway with Dre Day.
Yes. We've been happy to have you here with us. We're excited. We enjoy the conversation. I don't know if you have anything else you want to cover. If not, we definitely want to get where people can find you, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. When's your show? How do they find your show? So they can tap in and listen.
They can find the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Anchor, Stitcher. There's a couple of places you can check it out on. You can check me out on Facebook, Dre Day, Instagram, Dre Day 1985, or the podcast page. The link is in the bio. And I have a Twitter account as well, which is Dre Day 1985.
Okay, and we'll make sure to post all those links when we post the podcast and make sure that you're tagged in us there. We can also subscribe and follow you as well. I'm entertained by the versus battles though, because him.
Do you think that next one should come up?
Huh?
The next verses they're talking.
It's gonna be Diddy.
Diddy and they said Drake and who was it? But that we know not Drake and Kanye, but we know that's not gonna happen.
No,
but you think
that's
it's gonna
coming down the pipeline. That's coming down the pipeline.
Okay.
You think Kanye's gonna be healthy for it?
I would hope so.
I think he's his most healthiest when he's making music. It just needs to be good music.
Yeah,
it needs to be just good.
If anything, this might somewhat help him.
Yeah, you never know.
Might somewhat help him because then remember, the way they doing the verses now, it's not like they doing it like how we doing it. Like they're in the studio together. So who knows? Maybe he needs to be around that to lift his spirits up. But I think Diddy is in the next verses though.
So who's he gonna be with? With
Who's he gonna
Buster?
go against?
Jermaine Dupri. It gotta be.
Oh
it gotta
yes,
be,
I
it
would
gotta be
love
JD.
to see that. So Def meets Bad Boy.
Yeah.
Oh
It
my
gotta
God!
be. It gotta be.
You're right.
It
You're
can't
right.
be. It can't be Diddy and Dre because
No,
it
we already had
looks
Scott
good.
Storch, and they had that
It's
kind of same
different.
element.
It's different.
It
different.
looks good on paper, Battle with the Billionaires, but JD, his catalog and Diddy's
It's
catalog,
deep.
it's
Yeah.
somewhat
It's deep.
similar.
It's deep.
I mean, they gotta go like 30, 40 songs.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, 20 is not
Yeah.
You're
enough.
gonna have to
20
go
is
for
not
like
enough.
2, 3
I mean,
hours.
he's got the escape bag. He's got crisscross bag. I mean, he's got
Everything.
all of
The
this,
Brat,
and it's like
Bow
the
Wow,
Brat,
Jagged
Bow
Edge.
Wow, yeah. And then
We
for
didn't even
Diddy,
get
he's
into
got
Usher.
right,
Mariah, like the list goes on.
right.
JD's catalog
Oh
is
yeah,
crazy.
his catalog is extensive. Yeah, you can't doubt the social. That's why I told people do not sleep on 2 Chainz when it came to the battle against Rick Ross. You're either gonna be in a mood of the Atlanta stuff with 2 Chainz or Rick Ross, but 2 Chainz has a bag. Like he has hits that people had to remind them of songs, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's right." Because I seen him at a festival when he was in his car accident. He was performing in his wheelchair. It was still dope though. But I saw him at a festival, and it was like. That's what made me even more of a 2 Chainz fan because he still came out wrecked and bodied, but still brought it.
Brought
But
the
I
heat.
Yeah,
I think Diddy is in the next one though. They haven't
that'll be a great one.
they haven't given it away yet, but
That's the one.
usually what they do after the verses, like Timbo and
Yeah,
Swift,
they go live and talk.
they'll
Mhm.
vibe and talk. And it was somebody that joined the convo, and he said that the next verses that they're gonna do is gonna be the best one. And then he was like, how it's 20 years in the making. So I'm like, 20 years in the making. All right, you giving it away now. So
Yeah,
now I'm
Like
like,
the reunion tour right there.
I am all for that.
it could be Rakim and Big Daddy Kane because they've been talking about that.
Don't kill me right now. Please don't
Nah,
kill me
no,
right now.
no,
You're
no.
trying to kill me, right? You're
No.
trying to kill me.
You
You're
speaking
trying to
about
Oh
kill me.
no, I definitely don't want to do that.
You're
Definitely
trying to
don't.
kill me right now because now I'm gonna want to go KRS-One in somebody. So now you're going into a whole deeper realm
Well-
of lyrical battles.
Well, I heard an interview with Big Daddy Kane this morning, and he was saying something about how he's been interested in doing this versus with Rakim for a while.
Wow.
And I think Rakim had posted something about it, and then he erased it or whatever the case may be. And then somebody had asked Big Daddy Kane, like, if him and Rakim don't go down, who would be the next person he'll like to do it with? KRS name was mentioned because everybody keeps throwing this KRS and LL. I don't like that.
I
match.
don't see that. I don't. That's
see
not a
that.
good one. I don't
That's
see
not
that
a good
because he's so
matchup for me.
conscious and LL is so. I just don't see that as a match to go after.
The matchup for L is Hov. That's the matchup. That is the matchup for him. LL wants Jay-Z badly. Like, look, go.
And I'm not even going to dispute it because LL, you have to understand, we're going all the way back to Crush Groove era when LL was a kid rapping. When he was talking
His
about his
catalog-
radio and everything. And
People
his catalog is
sleep on-
extensive. They
people
do.
sleep on
They
L's
do. And the man still can rhyme. Like I follow LL on Instagram and he went live and he still got it. Like he
Yes,
was
he
doing
does.
new stuff. And I was
Yes,
like,
he does.
he's still lyrically. And he's very cute. He's a very
And
nice
he
guy. I
looks
got
the
to meet him.
same. Like he
He's so
looks
cute.
There you go.
He's so cute. I got to meet LL Cool J and it made my day. He did an appearance at Nordstrom for his cologne, and I was just like, oh, LL. He's so
Yeah,
cute.
L's the man. He's
Yeah,
the
he's
man.
so cute.
His catalog is up there, but it's a couple of versus battles that I'm actually trying to co-sign for actually trying to go down. Like I'm actually trying to see Mary J getting the verses. I want to see Missy
Yeah.
getting the verses.
Yeah.
Missy.
I mean,
We need some women verses. I'm
We
loving
need-
the guys,
we-
but we need to see some women verses.
and
And
not
I
the
would love to see that.
Kumbaya stuff anymore. Like I need to see these women going, having some good flow. I don't know. I just
well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Would any of y'all be interested in doing the verses?
No, I'm not a because I don't want to do that. I'm not a lyrical savage.
I'm actually now trying to recruit some girls to do a verse because
I'm not a lyrical savage like that.
you're just playing. You're just picking the cuts.
Yeah, you pick
Oh.
yeah.
Got you. Yeah. I wouldn't mind that because I want to see Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown. They've been rivals forever, and I'm waiting to see that one go down. So that'd be my first choice if we're coming out the East. Because I like either, I was both of them, and I'm torn. But I was more Lil' Kim than I was Foxy, but Foxy had it too. So I like to see them get into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were always the rivals back then. Why not?
What about TLC, Destiny's Child?
Nah.
I don't know.
I would rather see Jade versus TLC than
or SWV
or SWV versus TLC. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. That would be a good one.
Or Total and SWV.
That's
Total
the
and
one.
SWV. That would be good.
That's the one.
That would be
That's
good.
the one.
That would be good.
Or Escape and SWV.
That would be good too.
There's no female group that want that smoke with TLC. None. None.
I mean, Escape would be a really good one because they got a bag too and they're deep. But see, if Jermaine Dupri and Diddy do something and they sample their stuff, then it's no point because you're going to hear the back and forth on that when they get into that bag.
I hope that's the next one.
I hope so too. Let's put it in existence.
I hope that's the next one.
Hey, I'm with that.
I hope that's the next one because they playing with our emotions because they said on Monday they was going to announce it. We're now in Thursday now, and we still haven't heard nothing yet.
Yeah, they got to get some verification and see if people can get together. Probably.
Yeah, because they got to get him in the same location.
And you got to make sure it's right.
We have no more Teddy Riley moments. Not even on broadcast course.
Yeah, we can't
know.
Yeah, we want you back again. We want you back again, and we don't need the "Can you hear me now?"
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Yeah. We've enjoyed it, Dre. I mean, seriously, it's been a good time. After Dark, we have After Dark every once in a while, but we haven't had a COVID After Dark yet. So this definitely made our days, I think.
It did.
Thank you. Boy,
I appreciate
before we go, since we on the music aspect, we got to speak about that song.
Belle was bringing it up. She calls it WAP, though, but I was calling it WAP.
But whatever.
WAP. Listen, I love the record.
That's the acronym.
See, this is a man speaking, saying he loved it. I have not heard no negative from no guy.
Because there's some guys that they're talking about, how, I don't know. I've seen both sides where women are not appreciative of it and men are not appreciative. With young kids. My thing is, if you a good parent, they shouldn't be listening to it to begin with.
Yeah, I was censored anyway from it. Like, I never was able to listen. I remember my dad taking me to Odyssey. Shout out to Odyssey Records and Tapes. Everybody knows about that. And Larry Sight and Sound as well. I mean, when I get a Run DMC tape and it had the parental advisory sticker on it, my dad had to come with me to get that album. Same with my Beastie Boys stuff. But he was like, let me listen to it and see what it is. I mean, you have to have that kind of parental thing. No, I mean, but
exactly.
We're talking about a time with social media, video games are cussing. I'm playing Gears of War, they're dropping F-bombs. And so these kids are open. Yeah.
They're worried about the wrong thing.
So
like you said, the video games are cussing, you're killing, there's videos everywhere.
Yeah.
You're doing whatever at home. Like, here's the deal. Even if they still watch the video, even if they still hear the song, you as a parent are supposed to explain those type of things to your children.
Absolutely.
Parents are supposed to be able to do for that. These are the same people that have their kids walking around in like 1-inch shorts for volleyball season and they're little kids. I'm like, how are you going to allow your kids to wear this type of stuff?
Or the ones that are going to homecoming and prom looking like they're straight out the club. Worker business.
I got a stronger point than that on why I really don't mind the record. Now, this is coming from a male.
Okay.
I can recall there have been some male songs that were very vulgar.
Misogynistic and vulgar.
Have y'all ever heard the group called 3-6 Mafia?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I can recall a song called Snob on My Knob. Now, obviously, you know what that's about.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure you heard on the West Coast of an artist and one of the dopest producers I will ever love, DJ Quick.
Yeah.
He had a song entitled "Sweet Black,"
Uncle Luke.
Luke too.
And it was okay. And it was okay for them. So while we Cardi and Megan do it,
even Little Kim. I used to be scared of the D. Now I throw lips to the handle it like a real. You know what I'm saying? That she had that. So come on. And so it's a women empowerment thing. It's a thing of our human sexuality, of us being feministic women and still having some kind of necessity of power. That's it.
I look at it like this. We've been saying for years that we want unity with the female rappers. We now got that, and they're using their platform and they're using their sex appeal to bring that union together, and people are bitching and complaining about it. So what? Let them do what they do. At the end of the day, you as a parent should know, listen, this song right here, you can't listen to this. You can't even listen to it. If I'm in the car, I'm not playing this record.
Right.
And
even down south, we'll take it down south. Master P had Freak Hoes, and Mia X had the best lyric on there about using certain anatomy to floss your teeth after doing certain acts. So
documentary on BET too, because I
haven't watched it.
Oh no, that's fire. That's fire.
I haven't watched it. I gotta go on demand.
Mia X looks good too. I was like,
you're telling me that I gotta watch it, but she said some things that were far vulgar than what these two young ladies are saying.
Oh,
far worse. I've heard far worse. And as an adult, I heard it and was okay with it. As a child, I never heard it. So, you know what I mean?
They need to leave them alone. Leave them alone.
Leave them alone. Eazy-E had a song, Talking Ish, where he was very vulgar. And I was in high school when that came out, not to tell my age. But I'm just saying, we've listened to this before. And like to Mel's point, junior high with 2 Live Crew. Like, I mean, you get exposed to these things and you'll hear it and you know it's bad. And if you're raised properly,
Snoop Dogg style.
Thank you.
And I wasn't about no dogs.
Not to give my age away, but that was the first. Not for nothing. That was the first hip hop album I actually grew up listening to.
How old were you? 12.
Aww.
How old was I? This was
12.
What?
That was 93. So I was in my fall semester at Southern University when Doggy Style came out. I'm an old biddy.
I was a freshman in high school.
Listen, my parents wouldn't even let me listen to that. I had to go to
my so I figured, yeah. I get it. But I remember being down south when Snoop Dogg's album came out. I remember listening to 40 and all of that stuff. But I just know that all of those lyrics I've heard far worse. Put it to you that way.
Check out Heather. She prides herself on how well she can spit Trina's verse in the 1 Minute Man remix. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Heather. Speak to it. Because there's a lot of songs where the women are really in control and are confident in who they are sexually and will say it in their lyrics. And again, it's all metaphors. If you're listening to the art of lyricism, it can be metaphor, it can be anything. It's art.
Yeah, just leave
just like alone. Essential workers.
People that are uncomfortable with it probably aren't happy at home anyway. So
probably.
Very repressed. Very.
They don't have essential workers coming to assist.
They don't. They don't. But I can forward them some sites they can check out, and maybe that'll loosen them up a little bit.
That's probably what it is. But leave Cardi and Megan alone. Leave them alone.
Yeah, leave them alone. I'm an older lady, and that's usually not our realm because we're old, like 40 club. Right. You think we would have moved on a branch, but. Honey, if I hear that in a club, no lie, I'm looking for the nearest pole. I want to take the class. Like, I'm going. You gotta please somebody, right?
Watch out, Vegas Strip when you reopen.
That's the jam. As soon as you hear it, it's a banger. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes. And then the beat
and you're listening to old house music with that. Yeah, you're listening to that.
Go-go in there. It's like it feels like everything all put together. I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, once we done with this, I'm gonna play it. I don't give a damn.
You got to.
It's a great song.
We're gonna wrap up. We've been going for an hour and a half just because it's been flowing so good. It's been after dark. We've had our guy Dre Day with the Sports Way with Dre Day podcast. We'll make sure to post the links here. Make sure you guys subscribe to Girl Chat Sports and the Sports Way with Dre Day podcast on Instagram, Twitter. Check us out on Facebook. Join the Girl Chat Sports Facebook group, and we will catch y'all next Wednesday. Thank you.
See you next Wednesday on the flip side, everybody. Thanks for staying up.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you, Dre Day. Thank you.
Yes,
bow down when you come to our town.
Appreciate it.
Yes. Thank